Howdy, howdy, howdy. It is Shay. I am Shay Rippinger of Hip the Hoopla, and welcome to the Hoop Love Y'all show. This is episode number 69. I'm very excited about that. And the theme of this show is hooping helps. And we're going to be, stick around, we're going to be doing a little leg hooping tutorial too. So if you haven't ever leg hooped, I can get all those past tense and current tenses all correct. We're going to be showing you that. I'm going to preview that real quick. So because I'm in a small space, I'm going to try a little experiment here and do a small hoop. And we're going to, okay, so I know you probably think that I'm going to do leg hooping around this side. There's a lot to that. But I'm going to show you a little quick hooping hack about getting this going. Okay, again, let's see if I can get this going in a small space without hitting everything. Getting it going that way. Yeah. Okay, so, alrighty. So tonight's theme is hooping helps. And the health course, so the Hoop Love Y'all show is about health, hooping, and humor. Health, humor, and hooping. Yes, in that order. We might switch up the order tonight, but anyway. Okay, so the health-wise, what I wanted to tell you about the hooping helps is that, you know, yes, we all know hooping, hula hoop dancing, spinning the hoop in any way, and technically you don't even have to be spinning it, you know, but anyway, it is so helpful for a lot of things. Besides the awesome physical activity that it is, and all the benefits there's three other benefits that I want to just briefly touch on that you may or may not know these, but I want you to really, you know, be with these and see how they resonate with you too. So one is that hooping helps with decreasing stress. So I know I can speak from personal experience that hooping has helped me get through some very stressful times, including the getting sick and passing of my mom. That wasn't fun, but hooping really did help. You know, it wasn't a cure-all, but it was, it's a really good way to help get through some challenging times. So that's one thing, is to de-stress. So even after a hard day of work, you might have a lot on your plate, and you just need to kind of wind down, and, you know, instead of just sinking into the couch with the remote control, grab a hoop. And I don't care if you're technically a hooper or not. So I've gone into memory care centers before, and I've just like literally handed them a hoop, and it's so fun because they just play with it. So you may be wheelchair bound, you may not have much movement, and even if you aren't able to do some of this stuff, you can just sit there and visualize with it. Even just looking at a pretty plastic circle can do some wondrous things. So just to lift your spirits. Anyway, so hooping helps with decreasing stress. That's awesome. It also can help build your confidence as well. So, you know, maybe you're a shy or timid person. A lot of us are. By the way, hi, Holland. So thank you for watching live, and thank you. And also, if you're watching live on the Facebook feed, you can type your questions in live. I'm going to try and get this back up on my YouTube channel as well. They changed their parameters, so I'm going to be needing to upload things way more manually rather than shooting them live and doing my other little bag of tricks. So if you're not already a subscriber on my YouTube channel, please do hit that up. I'm Hip the Hoopla everywhere on the social media, but especially on my YouTube page, that would be awesome to have your like on that, because if I get 1,000 subscribers, then I can go back to broadcasting how I used to before they changed the rules for small channels like me. So anyway, self-serving PSA. Anyway, okay, so third thing about, so the hoop, hooping helps with decreasing stress, building confidence. So one thing that I wanted to touch on with the building confidence is, so here's my theory about a hoop. When you dance with a prop, so let's say you dance. When you dance, to me, it's a very vulnerable thing, because it's just you out there. And it's, you know, when you have eyes on you, it's you, and judgments and all that stuff, whether it's in your head or other people judging you accordingly. But when you have a hoop, it's a prop. And the cool thing about having a prop to dance with is people pay attention to what the prop is doing. So you can be less focused on yourself and be less, I want to say self-centered, but just, and self-centered is not the word at all, but just, you know, when you get in your head about people thinking about you and just, you know, oh, they're judging me, they're looking at me, they're thinking this, that, or the other thing. So I call this the an invisibility shield, much like a Harry Potter, like a cape or something like that. I'm not a big, huge Harry Potter follower, so I may be using all this incorrectly. But so this invisibility shield is like so. Look, you can't see me, you just see the hoop. So as long as I think that, then I can feel way more free to express myself and build my self-confidence that way. So dancing with a prop, especially the hula hoop, is a great way to do that. So that's one of those, that second benefit. So the third benefit, and again, there's lots of benefits to hooping. I'm just going to touch on 3. So one of them is brain function. Okay, why brain function? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that too. Okay, so one reason for how the hooping helps, that's the theme, increase brain activity is because you're combining a lot of things. So when you start combining a lot of things, you're creating new neural pathways. Whenever you're learning new things, you are expanding, you're getting blood flow to the area. Make sure you drink lots of water so that your brain uses up a lot of energy. Like I think it's 20 to 30% of the energy. I'm listening to this audiobook. It's in my car right now, otherwise I show it to you, but I'll post the link up. It's called Staying Sharp, and it's all about continuing brain health and stuff like that. So I'm just summarizing a teeny tiny bit in a nutshell right there. But the neuroplasticity of creating new neural pathways, new neurons, and new connections in your brain. So one of the ways that it does this is, so your right side of the brain controls the left side of your body, and the left side of the brain controls the right side of your body. So just by doing things and thinking about them, you are crisscrossing your paths in the brain. And so you're accessing, and especially if you're doing things in both directions, which I highly recommend, then you can be, and this is like with anything in life. I don't care if you're writing, every once in a while, switch your pen to your less dominant hand. If you're ambidextrous, you already know this, and you have this, but notice how you have a dominant hand that you tend to do more things with, generally speaking. But if you switch it up sometimes, and it could be a dominant hand, dominant foot, dominant side of the body, you know, maybe you pose for pictures and you go, I only want my good side. I don't even know which side's my good side, but I'm, you know, posing as if I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we have a side that we tend to prefer, and just allowing you to switch it up. One of the reasons for this is that sometimes we get in a little bit of a rut. So let's say there's a hooping move that we're trying. Maybe we're just trying to rotate it in one direction. But if we tried in the opposite direction, that is with our less dominant side, less dominant direction that we flow in. So if I hoop to the right and my hoop is going this way, and I don't normally hoop to the left, if I start hooping to the left, in addition to hooping to the right, and maybe even do a little extra on my left side, you're going to be able to have an exponential amount more of what you can access, because now you can access moves into your right side or left side. You don't have to be going, I have to be going in this direction to be able to like pull up the vortex and, you know, or do the float with the hand that I prefer or whatever. So allow yourself the opportunity to use your brain cells and let them function and flow and create those new neural pathways. So, all right, now I'm going to switch up the order of the hooping tutorial and the humor link, and you'll see why in just a moment. Okay, so what I'm going to encourage you to do, if you have a hoop, grab one. If you don't have a hoop, just imagine that you have one, and I want you to play the game and do the tutorial with me. And also, if you like this, if you have other hoopers or other people that you think might enjoy this video and learning a little bit, please do share this with them. I really appreciate it, that. And sharing is caring, and good karma too. So who doesn't want that? Okay, so today I teased you a little bit. It's leg hooping, but not the traditional. Go back here. Let's see if I can do this in this small space. I think I'm working on getting my new office space is going to be forthcoming here. So the chair Okay, so traditional leg hooping is right around here. But what we're going to be doing for today's purposes is we're going to be leg hooping on one leg. So when you waist hoop, you get a pumping action going of just a forward back or side to side, but that you have two opposite push points. So you're going to be doing that same thing. You can also consider it like a bounce. So when you do an angle hooping, for instance, you're going to be doing this. So waist hooping, let me demonstrate that. So you get that forward, forward going, or side, 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 side. If you get ankle hooping going, you're going to get this little bounce going. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay, so that bounce is what we're looking for. Or when you do hand hooping, same thing. Bounce, 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 bounce. Now, we're going to transfer those elements to this particular version of leg hooping. So again, I'm using a very small, very light hoop. Now, I'm using that because I'm in a small space. But the caveat with that is, if you do choose to use a small, lighter hoop, it's going to rotate a lot faster. So you just need to perform the technique at a much quicker pace. So I highly encourage you to do to get a bigger hoop, and even just doing this with a bigger hoop. Oh yeah, I can do it because I moved my chair. Okay, so maybe I will demonstrate with that. Okay, what you're going to be doing with this is that same principle of that little up-down movement, that bounce. Okay, so practice first. If you're not adept at balance too much, what I would like you to do is, I have a hand on a chair over here, so it looks like I'm just balancing miraculously in space, but I have a hand on a chair. So also this can take some leg strength and energy. So and if you want, you can even just do this on your arm. But because I said that we're doing leg hooping, let's do it on our leg, shall we? Okay, that's the humor portion of the show. It's being Captain Obvious here. Anyway, okay, so what we're going to do is put the hoop on the leg. So now if you want to, you can even try it with a bent leg if you want. But what I'd like you to try and do is with a straight leg. So also the nice thing about having a smaller hoop is you do not have to lift your leg so high in the air. So when we're doing that, we're going to, and first of all, you want to try and just give it a good toss in the rotation and then catch it with that bounce. And you want to catch it fairly quickly. So you're going to toss in that rotation and be doing the bounce. Now, if this is really hard for you to do because it's hard to keep the leg up, I've seen people do this before. So feel free to, I call these little cheat maneuvers, but whatever works for you. I've seen a professional do this before. So I was like, wow, really? Okay. But anyway, judgy. Don't do that. But anyway, but you totally can do this. So, and I get my students to do this all the time. So you want to get this going, and you can just hold your leg. So you can, you don't have to have your hand balanced on something. So, but you can hold your leg up in the air to get that. Now, whatever you do on one side, remember that neuroplasticity. Try it on the other side. So now I'm going to try and use the door as a fixed point to balance on. And again, I'm going to take the hoop, put it on, give it a little spin, and then give it a little bounce. And if I need to, I shall hold my leg up. Or you can remove the hand, or you can lower the leg. Now, as you noticed, the hoop can fly off rather easily. So, and whichever direction that you're spinning in, you can spin forward or backwards. The reason why I like to get it spinning that direction is because there's this move that I like to go into, and you can only get it going if your hoop is rotating that way, backwards, that way, or whatever way you call that. So I call that backwards from, me and my husband had a discussion about which way the lever went. He goes, you pull the lever forward. So forward to me is that way, or no, is that way, pull it forward towards me. And he's like, no, forward is like when you drive a car, you move it forward. And I'm like, no, forward is like closer to me. Forward to me. So we had a difference of opinion on, like which way the lever goes of describing forward. So however you describe it and how you relate to it. So also you can get the leg going like so. and the same principle applies. So you can get that going. So the more you keep that hoop bounce nice and steady, the better you'll be able to keep the straightness of the hoop. Now the hoop likes the perpendicular. So if I'm angled on this, so here's a fun trick with the leg hooping. Let's see if I can do that. Actually, let me do it with a bigger hoop because you'll be able to see it on the camera. So I have my foot actually on the floor, but I have my right leg out, and I have my left leg straight. And let's see here if I can get this to go just a little bit down here. Let's see if that goes a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to, again, get this spinning. And you can get that same thing going. So it's a beat, 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 beat. I know that's a little hard to see on camera, but anyway, just some variations on that. And it is a version of leg hooping because technically you're hooping on your legs. So how about that? Alrighty. So one of my goals for this show is to keep it short, like 20 minutes or under, and I am doing good on time. So, and I do this show live. You can watch the recording as well. And you can always type your comments into the comment section and let me know what you'd like to see. If you have any questions on anything, any comments, if you have your own tips and tricks, where you're watching from in the world, tag your friends in this, and tell them that, tell them to watch or share it with them. But yeah, tag your friends in it. That's a lot of fun. So, I almost forgot. I'm like going, I'm doing so good on time. It's because I forgot a segment because I went out of order. And so being the 69th show, I've actually got this down to like a little bit of a nice little plan here. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's see if this is possible. And you may want to just do this as a laughter yoga exercise, but I'm going to try and do it as a laughter yoga exercise with leg hooping. Let's see if we can put that all together, shall we? All right, let's see. I'm going to, I gotta move the chair out of the way again. Okay. Sometimes you just have to work live with trial and error. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this up in the air because I can balance on this one. And what we're going to do is you're going to take a nice deep breath in and then laugh it out. And wherever you need to put your hands to avoid hitting the hoop is great. The whole point is just to have a nice inhale in, laugh it all the way out, and exhale out big. So don't worry about getting all everything, all the technicalities right on this. Just give it a try. We're going to try this 3 times with that 3 nice deep breaths, and then we'll end the laughter yoga exercise. Okay, so ready? So get our leg hooping going if you want to. Okay, there we go. And then take a nice deep breath in, and then laugh it out. If your hoop dies, just keep going. Inhale it in, and laugh it out. Humor part of the show. Last time, ready? And inhale it in. Let me try it this way. Ready? There we go. Inhale it in, laugh it all the way out. It works much better if I don't move my hands all over the place. Oh, also, another thing to work on with leg hooping, or anytime we're doing anything, try and get your appendages in a nice position. On that one, that was not nice at all. So I was kind of like, I had a little bit of a bent knee going there, and I also had my foot totally flexed. So what I'd like you to try and practice and work on is getting a nice, beautiful line going. So pointed toe, try and extend that leg nice and long. Try and keep the abdominal wall in and keep lifted in the spine so that you're extending out your lines. I'm a pretty small, short person, but I want to extend out my lines really long and gracefully. So you cut yourself short and you take away the last 5 or 10% of your performance when you're hooping small, when you're just and flexed foot. Plus it just doesn't finish the line. So, and when you finish your lines, it looks great. Videotape yourself. The more you get to do this and feel comfortable with it, again, wrapping and looping back to how hooping helps, it helps build your confidence and builds that neuroplasticity. So, alrighty, I am Shay Ripperger of Hip to Hoopla. We're getting in and out on time. Also, a couple of things to remind you about. World Hooping Day is coming up in October. And this year, if you're watching for this year, for 2019, it is October 5th. So please put that on your calendars. We'll be having a World Hoop Day dance. And also, I'm doing the last week of the WTF which is the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or the Work It, Try It, Free Flow, Fly It challenge with a smile, hoop, and dance. So if you haven't already joined in, this is the perfect week to join in. We're doing leg hooping, surprise, and going more in depth on that. So we're giving you a smile thought. The color this week is purple, and we're doing, and it's, the statement is, I got this, and it's just all kinds of fun. So I'll put the link below to that. If you want to join us, please do. It's a private group on Facebook, so join in. And then this is also a little bit of a beta group, so I'm trying to hone this in to get a program done for this. So work with me on this one, and you might get either a special surprise by winning by participating, or also by getting into future programs of mine. So, which, you can save a lot of money by doing that. So, and benefit greatly. And that's the biggest thing, is the benefiting greatly, because I want to teach you how to hoop and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, well, I want to honor the time. So rock on, peace out. Thank you so much for watching. And and at the end of laughter yoga exercises, or at the end of this broadcast, we're going to stick our hands together and go, very good, yay, very good, yay. We do that twice in order to honor that we ended that laughter yoga exercise. And this whole show is almost a whole laughter yoga exercise. So, all right, this has been Shay Rippinger of Hip the Hoopla. Bye.